Okay, girls, so everything has dried. And look at this, all this deliciousness. This was the page I liked least. Isn't that hilarious, on the paper that I don't care for? You just never know. But I'm loving this. I'm really loving this. And see, that was a brush that normally I wouldn't even think to use, but because of doing the class for you guys, I just wanted to get you trying out other of your brushes. And I actually love this page. Love that one, how it turned out. So what I decided is we're going to do some more. I want to show you a kind of another little technique that I do. Sometimes you can just get stuck and you just need a little inspiration. So when I showed you how to gather things, I've already showed you can take a card and pull from that for inspiration. But when you pull some things to do a journal page with, take a look at the colors. Take a look at the flowers. You know, here's some really different things, you know, that you could do. Just look for inspiration in the stuff that you've gathered. And maybe work from that. From this here, maybe you want to do a gold border. You know, some roses. Here's a great piece of paper for inspiration. So, you know, use those colors and just think about doing a page, pulling some inspiration from that. So I think that's what we're going to do. I've had this cheek sparrow feather for quite a while, and I'm kind of wanting to use it on this page with this black. This will be the first journal page we do. So this is my scripture writing, and that is my planner, my creative planner. So this is what I was going to show you that I've been re-putting together for everyday carry. I had it in my yellow Pemberley, and I just haven't been using it. You know, it was a classic, so it didn't have the pockets, and it was really floppy, and I just didn't care for it, and it was a little bit too gold for me. So I went through and have been working on setting me up on a new one, and I will show you as I'm adding to this in this class. So I have my little creative planner here, and I pulled a bunch of things for a page on that. This is going to be my new morning pages. I'm thinking about going full page to morning pages again. I'm not 100% convinced on that, but I'm trying. This is a Jane Davenport insert. I don't really care for this, but the color went. This cover here I have never liked. So I'm going to pull that off and redo that cover in the class. I need to take notes of everything I say I'm going to do in this class. And this is for my quilting planner for doing a new design, because it has the grid on it. And then I pulled a bunch of ephemera and stuff to keep in here for when I'm like out and about, and if I just want to stop in Starbucks and journal. That is one thing I haven't been doing, and I used to love going and sitting for hours at Starbucks, especially in the summertime at night. I'd sit outside and I would have all my washi tape, and I didn't have my watercolors, but my pens, my washi tape, all my little ephemera, and I'd sit out there and journal for hours. So let's take a creative page in here to start with, thinking of the color scheme from the things I've pulled. And let's try it out. Let's see what happens. So, you know, just kind of keep your little ephemera here in front of you for some inspiration. Even got my pink water. What do you know? I better pull those out so those don't get wet. And you know what I don't have is my gold paints. Let me find my gold watercolors. I absolutely love what gold does to pages, and even when you buy, you know, stuff just like that there. So, you know, just kind of playing around, just kind of, you know, put your stuff out, play around with a little bit, and think, okay, what do I want to do for the background? I absolutely love that. So you know what I think I'm going to start with? I think I'm going to make a spray of roses like that. So that's what we're going to start with. So it worked out great today that my husband, well, my son bought a boat 2 days ago. And it worked out great for me because he's taken my husband fishing today. So I've had today to film. And I really, really want to get most of this class done before I go. And then if I don't get it quite done, I can finish up a few videos when I get home. But that is the plan. So I've had today to film. And I'm just really excited about that. Let me spray some of these other watercolors. And let's see what we can do with this. And even talking about putting that gold border around, I might do that. I love the black and white stripe. So let's just do some playing. I think I'll take my little tiny brush first. Now for a white, or that's kind of a beigey color, let's see if we can't make up a paint color, that color. So that's kind of has some yellow, some beiges. Now this is a gray background. The only gray that I have is a shadow violet. And I don't know. Well, no, I have this lapis lazuli too. Well, that one's a little bit blue. But let's add some white to that and see what happens. Okay, that's kind of a nice gray. Ooh, I like that. See, there you go, girls. Something I've never done before, and I absolutely love it. And this lapis lazuli has the shimmer to it too. Oh, that's exciting. See how excited you can get over nothing? That's me. Okay, now that's a little bit too predominant, so we'll tone that down with some white. I want it just really, really faint like that right there. It's too dark. But this is how you expand your repertoire of what to do in your journals. It can be different. Yeah, I'm just going to have to do plain white on top of that. Yep, baby. This is what I do when I'm tired of what I've been doing in my journal. I want to do something different. This is what I'll revert to. I'll look for inspiration. And then another thing I do is I go back through my old journals and look for some inspiration there. And that's a lot of fun to do. You can really get inspired by your older work. You know, once you've built up your little portfolio of journaling. Oh, girls, I like that as a background. And that'll have a shimmer to it too. Okay, so I'm going to have to dry this. Okay, so I got that all dry only to find out that my previous page writing is coming through. So I pulled out my white gesso and I'm going to gesso down that page. Now, you know, as I've told you, that gesso, it changes what the watercolor is going to do on top of the page, and I don't use it in this journal unless I absolutely have to. And this is a have to. So, now you could even tint this gesso with this color. In fact, let's see, maybe I'll try doing that. I don't have much of that left. But, and I don't think I'm going to, well, I say I'm not going to do the other page, but then it's going to come out a little bit different. So I'm going to mix up a little bit more of that color. I better make sure I'm telling you the right thing. No, this is Kyanite Genuine. I have that and the lapis lazuli right there together. They are two of the newer ones that I've bought that I've really been enjoying playing with. Rinse that in the wrong water. Oh, it's just one of those days. Okay, so I have a little bit there to tint some of this gesso once I put it on. Looks like I'm going to need a new thing of gesso. What's left is pretty thick down underneath there. And here again, it's not that you're copying artists and their work. It's just a springboard for inspiration. And almost all artists use reference photos. I mean, that's pretty par for the course. So, and especially when you're learning, you know. But even afterwards, I mean, we all every day pull inspiration from other people and other things. Okay. Oh, I hate to use my good water brush, my good on this, but that's okay. Just do it and I'll rinse it really good. Just want to get a little bit of that tint back in it that I liked so much. Who knows, maybe it'll turn out better. Okay, I will dry that baby and I will be right back. This is going to give it some texture on the back of the page for sure. I'll be right back. Okay, so after 2 coats, it's still wanting to come through, but you know what? These jewels gonna have to come through. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna just kind of paint roses to the best of our ability. And here again, get out your brushes and just, you know, try some different ones. I kind of want to do some dainty work, so I would like to use, these are just in one of those packages of the Artist Lofts where several come in one. I don't want a flat brush. But I'm gonna start with these little ones, and then from there I'm gonna go into my mop brushes. So let's kind of make a kind of a yellowy beige color. Actually, that's not too bad right there. Put a little white in it. Tone it down a tad bit. And you know, your thing is probably not going to turn out anything at all like this. But you'll be surprised. Yeah, see, that doesn't show up very good even on that. You'll be surprised what it does come out of you. Okay, somehow I got that pointing downwards, but okay, and then there's a little bit of green kind of peeping through. We've got a burgundy center, so I'm going to try some of this dried up pink. So I'm just not too sure about this brush. My mop brush just works so differently. But just kind of, you know, look at the ways of things and play. Play, play, play. It's not looking too shabby. It's not the best that there ever was. But now I'm going to take some of that Titanate yellow and add it in here and water it down. Let's see if we can't get some more yellow, kind of an off-white yellow definition. Actually, I'm not really unhappy with that. It's kind of amazing that I'm not super unhappy with it. Okay, and then I'm going to just take some of my different greens, kind of mix me up a duo color for some of the leaves. Kind of get them placed a little bit in different places. Now remember, when you're doing your pink flower, if this green isn't dry, it'll mix and cause mud, and we don't want that. So just put in some of your leaves. Okay, we'll go from there. Now we're going to put in a nice darker pink. This one here is Holbein Rose Madder. So here again, I'm just using a little cheapo brush. Just kind of looking at that as I go. Yeah, I'm okay with that. It doesn't look anything like it, but I'm kind of liking it. Kind of liking my flower. You know, if you don't like your flower, just keep going. Just keep going. Actually, right there, I'm thinking I might put in another rose. Maybe we'll just try to go for a yellow one. Let's try that. Add in a yellow. So my thought was to have it, you know, go up this way and go that way, there. So that's just kind of a hint of a rose. Now let's do this big pink one over here. Oh, I just love, I'm hoping that's a frame. I just love those cabbage roses. So we'll get some of that going. And this one I'm going to try to face up a little bit. Yeah, see there's more gesso on this page, and you can tell just by that first bit of adding this. I'm going to put some white in part of it down here to get a lighter shade of that. With these roses, you just want all kinds of different shades of the pink. Because if you look at a real rose, the dimensions of the color are just amazing. God in his masterpieces. There, I gotta get a more of a cabbage rose look there. That's getting a little bit pointy. I think I might try some yellow in there, just a little bit for the center. And then I'm going to work with some leaves. I think summer's here, girls. I was afraid that was going to happen, that we weren't going to have a spring, and it's kind of been that way. Okay, I want to get a little bit of darker green in some of this. And I kind of just go in and play. Play. I always like to keep a little bit of white showing, you know, in the leaves and the flowers. And a lot of times around the flower right here at the thing, you'll see green where it's budded out. That's a little bit too much, but yeah, I'm kind of liking that. It's not perfect, but I think I'm going to like what it does for my page. We want to make that clump, you know, as together as possible. And then I think I want a little small rose here on the end. Well, they've got a white. Well, let's try to do a light one. That has some green in it left, but let's just see what we can do. See, now the way they've gotten their dimension, it's like they've used a gray in there too. So this is just all with a cheapo Artist Loft paintbrush from Michaels. So you don't have to have, you know, the real expensive good tools. You can use what you've got. Okay, so now that flower obviously needs some dimension. So we're going to bring in, I don't know if I dare put some gray in there or not. Let's try some gray. It's actually not too bad. I wonder who's screaming the thing. No, Joanna Lee, don't do that. Yeah, see, I like the gray with it, but I don't like the way I've positioned it. So we will get a trusty little thing like that. And we'll start over a little bit. But I do like that gray. I'm still going to go with this yellow. I'm going to put a little bit more yellow in it so it stands out a little bit more. Just kind of do wiggly lines. See, that kind of stands out too much. So let's tone that baby down. And you know, it all just depends how much time you want to spend on it too. You know, if you don't want to spend a lot of time, don't. Just do some real quick ones. But the more you do these, the better you definitely will get. Yeah, I think I'm going to add some pink into that one. I always like what the pink does going into that yellow. Give it some definition for the petals. See right there, the paint's doing the work for you. It's a little bit too blobby, but it'll work. Yeah, I kind of like that. Now that one there, see, that's what happens with the gesso. The paint, like, I don't know, it becomes lighter and lighter. It's like it goes in and disappears. So we're just going to go in and freshen that one up a little bit. I actually maybe need even a smaller detail brush for the definition lines. Yeah, that's better. You're just kind of wanting to mimic, you know, the feel of the ruffled layers of the petals of a cabbage rose. Okay, so this one here is needing some leaves. Maybe a few around it. So we'll do that there. It's a little bit more wet than I want it. This is where you need a finer brush. See, like these are too thick for me. I want them more wispy. The green wisps, you know, that kind of come in the boat. Yeah, there we go, like that. That's what I'm talking about. You know, like when you see bridal bouquets and hanging down. Okay, so then you look at your picture and you see that it doesn't look anything like it. That's okay. That's okay, because let me show you. When you pull your stuff out, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, those are definitely more muted colors, but it'll definitely work. See that? Now, I'm, for some reason, wanting to accent the black. And I may be ruining this, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some black lines. Well, actually, first let me do the gold around the sides. Let's do the gold border. Let's try that out here. I'm just using my Fine Tech gold. See, just doing that though makes me wonder, do I really want to do the black? I really like the gold. Oh my goodness, girls, I like this. Oh, it's so fun when something turns out better than you think it's going to. Oh, I like that. My problem when I do something like this, then I don't want to ruin it with my writing. And another thing, when I do this, you know, I think I'm going to add in a lot of ephemera. But as I've told you before, the more I go on, the more I want my own art in my journals. That to be the majority. Wow, girls, I have to say I like that. I like that, and that, because it did turn out pretty good, I'm probably going to change course. I don't know that I'm going to add this other stuff in it, just because there's so much with that. So there again, I might add that one. These may go on a different page. And you know, here it says laughter is a smile with the volume turned up. Maybe I'll put that down in the corner. So girls, see, that's what's so wonderful about journaling, is you can have something planned and then it just all turns out different. Yeah, I like this because I just wanted a little bit of black. This is a Jane Davenport rub-on that you can usually get at Michael's. Find my little stick. Oh, oh, happy day when something turns out, you know? Okay, well, when you can't find your stick, you find something else. I'm kind of iffy about doing this, but I'm gonna. Here we go. It's easy to get discouraged with rub-ons if they're not good rub-ons. They can be such a pain. But I've had pretty good luck with Jane Davenport's. So we shall see. I don't really care for that brown in the background with the paint splatter. But, you know, hey. I do love rub-ons. They just, oh, see right there, I don't care for that. I'll have to get some white paint on that to clean that up a little bit. And I'm going to stick this sticker over here. I just kind of, you know what, actually I think I like it right there. I mean, that's a lot of black and this is a little bit of black, but that's okay. That's going to be our base. Just like that. There we have it. So I'm going to let that dry and then we'll come back. Okay, so that's not quite dry, but I've decided to take a really fine brush. This is a, is it a 5C SC Master's Touch? Something Spedler, something like that. Just a tiny little brush, and I'm going to put in, listen to me, I'm going to put in some faint black lines. Okay, so we're going to just put in some really faint lines. Oh, I hope I don't ruin it. I just want some really, see, that's even almost too thick of a paintbrush. Just want a few little squiggly lines to write on. Because I'm probably going to write with pink ink, maybe pink and gold, but I wanted to bring in the black with that. So that's why I'm bringing in this. And if you do this and you think, oh, I've ruined my page, go do another page with this and just start over. You know, that's kind of what I do. I actually like this black though. And it kind of brings it throughout the page. Let's see, do I dare bring it up here? Well, let's just see. Just kind of wanted it scrolly a little bit, you know? Oh, I like that. I like it like that. I'll be writing the date up there, and I usually write smaller than that, you know, what I'm leaving room for, but that's okay. Okay, I'm reading a little bit more black in there. It is getting a little bit gray on me. See, now I didn't dream this page would turn out like this. I had something totally different in my head. And you've just got to remember, you're not creating an art piece. You're creating a journal page, and your journals can be the starting point for something much greater, a piece on canvas or something. Like, I wouldn't mind at all doing a canvas like that, and then maybe writing out a poem or a psalm or something like that, because I like the way this turned out. And if I did that, I would do my own feather too. I wouldn't do one from Cheek Sparrow, I just do my own. So there you have it, girls. Now I will share this with you when I finish the writing on it, but honestly, I'm just like, oh, I don't want to write on it. You gotta write on it though. Journaling is about the words, right? But there you go. So I can't wait to see what you guys do. Can't wait to see what you come up with. Share, share, share. I sure appreciate it. So go paint.